African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation as of May 1st, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces inflicted losses on concentrations of manpower and equipment of a tank, 3 mechanized, 2 airborne assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Yunakovka, Sadki, Mogritsa, Rybitsa, Miropolskoye, Ugroedy and Sumy Oblast and Izbitskoye in Kharkiv Oblast that the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 170 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 12 cars, and 10 field artillery guns. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of 4 mechanized, Ranger, assault and airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Kolodezhnoye, Kupiansk, Shikhovka, Kacharovka in the Kharkiv region and Karpovka in the Donetsk People's Republic that the enemy lost over 225 servicemen, an armored personnel carrier, 9 vehicles, and 4 field artillery pieces, including 2 Western-made ones. 2 Cordis electronic warfare stations, an Israeli-made radar station, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. The units of the Southern Group of Troops took up more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized, motorized infantry, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Territorial Defense Brigade and the Special Forces Brigade Azov in the areas of the settlements of Serebryanka, Vasyokhovka, Verolyubovka, Dalivka, Pleshchievka, and Konstantinovka of the Donetsk People's Republic that the losses of the Ukrainian armed formations amounted to more than 240 militants and 14 vehicles. 2 electronic warfare stations, an Israeli-made radar station, an ammunition depot, and a supply depot were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their position along the front line. They defeated formations of 4 mechanized brigades, a Ranger brigade, a brigade of unmanned systems, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 2 brigades of the National Guard in the areas of the settlements of Miropolskoye, Zvarivo, Novaya Poltavka, Yablanovka, Lilyanovka, Dmitrov, and Krasnoarmeysk of the Donetsk People's Republic that the enemy lost over 445 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made HMMWV armored vehicle, 5 vehicles, and 2 artillery pieces. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of the mechanized, Ranger, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Bogodar, Novopil, Volnoypol of the Donetsk People's Republic and Guliapol of the Zaporizhia region. The enemy's losses amounted to 195 servicemen, 2 armored personnel carriers, 10 vehicles, and 3 field artillery pieces, including a 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Panzerhaubitze 2000 made in Germany. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of a mechanized, mountain assault brigade, 3 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces, and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Novodanilovka, Kamenskoye in the Zaporizhia region, Tamarino, Tokarevka, Antonovka, and Belozerka in the Kherson region, and up to 100 military personnel, 3 vehicles, 3 electronic warfare stations, 2 ammunition depots, and a supply depot were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation hit infrastructure facilities of military airfields, workshops for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles, places of concentration of unmanned boats, ammunition depots, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 162 districts. Air defense systems destroyed 6 U.S.-made JDAM guided air bombs and 137 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 662 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 54,630 unmanned aerial vehicles, 605 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,101 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,554 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 24,350 field artillery pieces and mortars, 34,826 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.